The horse is a Holsteiner 73, very good jumper, but absolutely horrible mover. He's flat, the forelegs impact flat, the back is totally contracted, very short movement. The horse is a mediocre mover. It was considered like it was a fatality. The horse is a mediocre mover, period. Nobody never make any correlation between the fact that he functioned with the back contracted, the forelegs breaking, the hind leg pushing a little, the neck contracted, and the fact that he was unrideable on a jumping course. He can jump 6 feet at a trot without problem, but he take off in the approach of the jump, and he take off even faster at the landing. So the horse was a would-be Grand Prix jumper who could not make any course because he was completely out of control. Interestingly, the correlation had never been made with his physical orchestration. We changed the body orchestration and he became a world-class mover. So how such transformation is possible? So this small pause to explain. We are going to study what is called the braking phase and the pushing phase. The braking phase is what is doing a lot. He brakes with the forelegs and he does not push at all. Then when he became a world-class mover, he pushed with the forelegs. He continued to brake because they always do it, but he propelled himself upward and forward. The forelegs in normal locomotion create 57% of the vertical impulse. The hind leg only 43. Now for the passage from mediocre to extraordinary is the difference between bad coordination and good coordination. The braking phase starts at impact, and we illustrate the braking phase painting the pole wrap in red. It lasts 45% of the stance for the hind leg and 40% for the forelegs. After the peak vertical comes the pushing phase that we illustrate painting the pole wrap in green. Therefore, as we loop the stride over and over, you see impact, and you observe the hind leg impact before the forelegs, that is called diagonal at positive advance placement, and that's the way it should happen. And after the peak vertical comes the pushing phase. So during the stance, there is always the succession of two phases, the braking phase, the pushing phase. We are going to call the braking phase the decelerating phase because the term braking is kind of confusing. The decelerating phase, it's a moment where the hind leg and the forelegs absorb the impact force, gravity, which is pulling the body down, and inertia, which is pushing the body forward. Balance control at the level of the hind leg is therefore created during the braking phase. Balance control at the level of the forelegs is at the contrary created during the pushing phase. All that will become very clear as we go on in this explanation. As you can see, we gradually increase the loop and we are going to arrive to normal speed. Which is going to be very important to observe is that when the horse is at normal speed, you cannot discriminate brake push. He goes so fast that it is absolutely impossible it would be impossible to act during the braking phase or the pushing phase. The question is therefore, how can we enhance the braking phase or the pushing phase? We are going to arrive to that. It cannot be done by the legs. It has to be done by the back. Therefore, how the legs are acting on the back. We put a yellow arrow. We move forward along the vertebral column, which illustrates the thrust created by the hind leg. As you observe, the arrow is going downhill. when the hind leg go in the pushing phase, the limbs is behind the horse body, no longer under. Therefore, the thrust created by the hind leg is a force in the direction of the motion. The force travels through the vertebral column, which is submitted to gravity, and therefore a percentage of the thrust generated by the hind leg is loading the forelegs. The forelegs push upward. The forelegs don't propel the body forward, but instead upward. And therefore, the forelegs compensate the loading effect of the hind leg, creating an upward vertical force. So once again, we accelerate the stride little by little, and we arrive at normal speed. And once again, you realize that when the horse is at normal speed, it is impossible to discriminate the braking and the pushing phase. So, the contrary of what we have believed for thousands and thousands of years, the hind leg produces less upward vertical force than the forelegs. So now we put two arrows. The yellow arrow, which illustrates the force going through the back, and another one, who is going up and forward, which illustrates the force created by the forelegs. Now it became more clear how the process occurs. The hind leg, which are under and then behind the body when they push, create a force in the direction of the motion, which is submitted to the attraction of gravity and is loading the forelegs. The forelegs compensate such loading effect, creating a force upward and forward. Remember the measurement. The forelegs create 57% of the vertical impulse, the hind leg only 43%. And that is during cursorial locomotion. As soon as the performance is specialized, the braking activity of the hind leg might increase, and the propulsive activity of the forelegs might increase too. During Piaffe, for example, the hind leg exerts a considerable braking activity, and the forelegs a considerable upward propulsive activity. So once again, we accelerate the movement, and all became difficult to see. The difference with why it is necessary to understand that is that instead of focusing to putting the hind leg under, we need to fully understand that the hind leg creates a force, but the vertebral column converts this force into more or less horizontal force and vertical force.